Each of you seem like very nice people. You're intelligent, well-educated. All three of you are clearly employed in good jobs. Now, according to Gallup, Congress today is at a 9% approval rating. You are also proving us that you have no common sense, because why would you pursue this job? Could you tell us, why do you want to be a congressman? What do you want to go through the living in two places, having two wardrobes, cars in each places, the stresses of your family, for the two of you that have spouses and kids, the 90-hour work weeks, the on-the-phone raising money from thousands of people, and everything that goes with being a congressman? Why would you want to do that? Can we start with Kathy?
Good question, because now that you settle that, now, sometimes you have to step out. Sometimes it's not that you say, gosh, I want to go be a congresswoman because I think it's going to be glamorous, or I think I want to go to be a congresswoman because I want a new career. It's because sometimes in my specific situation, I felt the calling to step out and to say, like I said earlier, what if a person just like yourself in this room goes to Washington? What if that person, because we are at 9% rate, not rate, but 9% approval rate. And what if that person goes up there and says, I'm a common man and woman, and I'm going to hold a line, and I'm going to represent values. And when I get up there, I can guarantee you one thing. I'm only going to be up there for a term, and then you're going to decide whether I go back. I'm not going up there for a career. So my whole objective is to take common sense business approaches, be that common man, go up there and say, guess what, you can go to Washington, and then I'm going to find those conservatives, I'm going to help them hold that line because they need the help.
Erica?
I think that every generation has a call to serve. And there comes a point in your nation's history, in your own personal history, where you think, maybe this is my point in time. And in assessing some of the challenges that are facing our country, and especially our district, I thought that I could be a credible and persuasive voice, especially when it comes to national debt, some of the entitlement spending. I think it's my generation that might have to be able to lead the change, because the reality is that some of these programs have some solvency issues. And it has to perhaps be my generation that begins the dialogue on meaningfully addressing these things. I understand that if you put yourself under this scrutiny, you are putting yourself under a spotlight where people will probably criticize you. But one of the favorite quotes that guides my life is by Edmund Burke. He said, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And some of the things that are happening in our country right now have negative implications for our country. And it is easy to sit back and to say to yourself, well, I'll let somebody else do it. I'll let somebody else do those 90-hour weeks, 2 suits, and not getting to spend so much time with friends and family. But for me, that's not how I want to live my life. I want to stand up and be counted. So this is my time to answer that call to serve.
Rodney?
Thank you. First off, I have to commend you for actually caring what I think. That usually doesn't happen at home.
I understand that.
Hey, Clark and Griffin, stand up. Stand up, guys. That's the reason I'm running for Congress. What we have in America today is a debt that is going to crush their future. We need leaders in Washington who understand how to go in and make an impact immediately. And when that happens, when you have somebody who's going to have the courage to walk in from day one and make those tough decisions without worrying about what kind of impact it has on their reelection, then you've sent real leaders to Washington regardless of what the approval rating is in Congress. Because if you pull, usually you pull a generic congressional ballot, it's pretty low. Everybody loves their own congressman. But you know what? That's not why I want to serve. I want to serve to make the decisions that all of you are going to say are important to make. What you send me to do is to make those decisions without any consequences of re-election. And that's the way we bring Congress's approval rating up, because then people will have faith that those tough decisions that they've seen kicked down the road for years and years are finally getting addressed. And you'll see those approval ratings skyrocket.
Thank you.